Okay, today we're going to learn about a method called SQ3R, okay? SQ3R. And SQ3R stands for Survey, Question, Read, Recall, Review. And you can do this reading strategy electronically, but I am old and I like to do it on paper. Plus the research shows us that if we read printed material, we absorb it better than digitally. So I have printed off the article that we're going to use with this method this week. And so follow along to figure out SQ3R and how to use it. Okay, so the first step of SQ3R is survey. And during the survey step, what we're going to do is we are going to read the headings and the subheadings and try to figure out what this article is going to be about. Okay, so our heading here is Carol Dweck revisits the growth mindset. Subheadings, we have a bold text, but that's really the only other bold thing that we have in here. We don't have any images or tables or anything like that. Our bold text is the growth mindset was intended to help close achievement gaps, not hide them. Okay, so we're talking about growth mindset here and how people have applied it. And so now I need to think about, what do I know about the growth mindset? Right? What do I know about Carol Dweck? Well, if you watched the video last week, you know that Carol Dweck came up with this idea of mindset. They have two mindsets, fixed and growth. Fixed mindset, I'm stuck, whatever I have right now is what I've got. And growth mindset is the belief that I can improve through practice, persistence, and coaching. So I take a minute to think about what I already know about that. If I don't know anything about this already, I'm going to take some time and figure it out. I'm going to search some Wikipedia, I'm going to Google it, I'm going to check it on YouTube, something so that I have some prior knowledge to activate when I do this. And this is just to help us organize in our brain this new information, right? If I put it in my brain in an organized way, connecting it to prior knowledge, it will be easier for me to access. All right, so that is the survey step. Question. Now I'm going to write some questions. The easiest way to do this is to change my heading into a question. What does Dweck add about growth mindset? Why does she need to revisit it? What happened so that she wanted to say something else? Any of those would be good questions that point me to that main idea, right? What this whole thing is about. I do this question step because it generates some curiosity in my brain. I'm thinking, well, why did she write it? Oh, now I'm kind of curious, right? Instead of just sitting down cold and starting to read. The more curiosity I can generate, right, the more likely it is that I will stick with what I'm reading and not give up. These two steps really help us when we're thinking about, all of us have read something and we get to the end of the page or the end of the chapter and we have no idea what we've read, right? So these are some active things that we can do to keep our focus on the article. Okay, so now I'm going to read, and the most important thing that I do while I read is write. I must write while I read, especially when it's dry things like articles and textbooks and things like that, because I am not just naturally going to keep my interest, right? I force myself to do that by writing while I read, being an active reader, so I'm doing things. Okay, so I'm going to show you on this first page what I do to annotate while I'm reading. All right, well, Carol Dweck revisits the growth mindset. This is by Carol Dweck herself. For many years, I secretly worked on my research. I say secretly because once upon a time, researchers simply published their research in professional journals, and there it stayed. However, my colleagues and I learned things we thought people needed to know. We found that students' mindsets, how they perceive their abilities, played a key role in their motivation and achievement. And we found that if we changed student mindsets, we could boost their achievement. More precisely, students who believe their intelligence could be developed, a growth mindset, outperform those who believe their intelligence was fixed, a fixed mindset. And when students learned through a structured program that they could grow their brains and increase their intellectual abilities, they did better. Finally, we have found that having children focus on the process that leads to learning, like hard work or trying new strategies, could foster a growth mindset and its benefits. Okay, so usually I stop every couple of paragraphs, maybe every paragraph if it's long, and I kind of go back over it, right? And here we have two definitions, growth mindset and fixed mindset, and then some things that they did to implement that learning. But not only do I highlight, but I also write out to the side. Here I'm going to put in my own words these definitions. Growth mindset, I can change, improve. Fixed, I'm stuck. Okay, all right, let's keep going. A few years back, I published my book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, to share these discoveries with educators. And many educators have applied the mindset principles in spectacular ways with tremendously gratifying results. This is wonderful, and the good word continues to spread. But as we've watched the growth mindset become more popular, we've become much wiser about how to implement it. This learning, the common pitfalls, misunderstandings, what to do about them, is what I'd like to share with you so we can maximize the benefits for our students. A growth mindset isn't just about effort. Perhaps the most common misconception is simply equating the growth mindset with effort. Certainly, effort is key for student achievement, but it's not the only thing. Students need to try new strategies and seek input from others when they're stuck. They need this repertoire of approaches, not just sheer effort to learn and improve. Okay, so in that last paragraph, I come across what I think is going to be the main idea of this article, right? She says, I'd like to share with you. What does she like to share with us? This learning, common pitfalls, misunderstandings, and what to do about them is what I'd like to share with you. And I think one of the main ones she will talk about is that growth mindset isn't just about effort. Okay, so again, I'm going to write this in my own words. That is helping me reorganize the information. It's making it personal to me and putting it in my own words, and it will help it stick better in my brain. Okay, so there are problems implementing growth mindset, like it's all about effort. Okay, and she's going to challenge that idea. So I'm going to read and annotate the rest of this article now. Double time. Okay, now that I have read the whole article, I'm going to stop and do the recall step, right? Find a blank sheet of paper is how I like to do this. And then I'm just gonna write down what I learned in that article, right? And I learned that there are problems with the way growth mindset has been taught. Right, what are some of those problems? Well, it's all about effort. Bad effort isn't helpful. right? It has the effort working toward the right learning outcome. Fixed mindset is bad. Well, reality is we all have it. And growth mindset is quick or easy, right? I can fix it in a couple of words, when really it's a process. Okay, so those are my main takeaways from there. Now I can change this into notes in the review step. I can tell a friend about it. There are lots of different ways that I can review the information to make sure that it really sticks in my brain. Those are a couple of options. All right, good luck reading.